Hello and welcome back to Ponds Forge for our final session on day one, and this is the one that contains all of the finals, first of which will be the men's 16 years and under 100 meters freestyle. Now this morning it was a very tight race, and indeed the 17 years and over will be probably shortly. And for somebody to make that early break, maybe it's going to be Alexandru Lazar of the newly formed group, the Northumberland and Durham Performance Program, and he's gone off very quickly in lane number 5, and there's right up there alongside Luke Mcgee. Luke Mcgee turned first though in that one, and two teammates, and Jack Jenkinson was right in the mix as well. Lane 4, Luke Mcgee 53.42 this morning, but maybe he's being overhauled by Jack Jenkinson of Skipton. They're going to go side by side, head to head, stroke for stroke. Lane 4 might just have it. It's going to be right on the touch. Think Luke Mcgee's got it, and Luke Mcgee has it in a time of 53.54, I believe that is. Just have a look on the angle. 53.54 is the winning time. So actually a little bit slower than he went this morning. Second is Jack Jenkinson, and Alexandru Lazar in third place. So 53.54. Think this might be a little bit quicker than it was this morning, with two Sheffield swimmers right in the centre, at the heart of it. Harry Nicholson also from Newcastle. Now potentially Tom Watkin has the ability to go below 50, but we have no Lewis Maxwell. He scratched from this one, but we have the main protagonists, including lane 6, Ben Cope, City of Sheffield, who was earlier on. And it's on a busy day, but can he overhaul Harry Nicholson of Newcastle or Tom Watkin in 3? Well, Watkin turns in 24.51. Sorry, we've lost the graphics from the screen. Harry Nicholson 24.74. So very little to choose between those two. Closest to us, lane 3, Tom Watkin has done a 50.50 before now, but he's been pushed all the way by Harry Nicholson in 4. I think the Sheffield swim might just have his screen right on the touch. Nicholson not quite there. It's going to go to Tom Watkin, 51.21. Was very, very close at the end. 51.22 was second, but 51.21, 51.22, 1/100th between Watkin and Nicholson. Ben Cope in third, and Adam Strickland in 4th. We can't get an awful lot closer than that. In fact, you can't without having a dead heat. 16 years and under 200 freestyle for women. I'll give you the lineup this time. Jessica Smelt of Boroughs Kirklees, Ava Cook, City of Sheffield, Molly Baker, City of Sheffield, Daisy Purchase of Rotherham Metro. Also saved herself for this because she was down to do the 800 earlier. Evie Dilley from the Northumberland and Durham Performance team. Then it's Libby Freeman from the same team. 6, Lucy Allman of City of Leeds, Emily Headley of Newcastle, Shirley Robinson of City of Sheffield, and then Brianna Foster of Kingston upon Hull. All in and racing, and as so often happens with finals, centres lanes is where we're looking at. 4 and 5 going head to head. Evie Dilley and Libby Freeman. Libby Freeman might just have the advantage, or did have the advantage, but then Evie Dilley responded, just coming past her over that last 25, so it'll be tight between 4 and 5, though. Evie Dilley and Libby Freeman, both from the same team, come off the wall. And third place was Shirley Robinson, who will be out of sight, out of mind for the two in the middle. So if she comes with a burst, they're not maybe going to be able to respond to it. Shirley out there in lane number 8. It's one of those days where not having a centre lane might be quite useful for her. Closest to us it is now Evie Dilley, There's 4 right behind in 3rd place, but 2nd place belongs to Libby Freeman. Then 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Very little to separate those at all. So head down, Evie Dilly, Libby Freeman. I think Evie's probably got this, and I don't see anybody behind having enough room or enough time to catch her. Evie did a 2:08 this morning. Will be considerably quicker, or should be considerably quicker tonight. She's still under pressure from Libby Freeman, but she's going to get there. It will be a 2:07-ish. Just a bit of a glide at the end. 2:07.44 for our winner. So once again, apologies we don't have the graphics for you, but 2:08.17 for Libby Freeman. Ava Cook in 3rd place. Winning time again, 2:07.44, which is going to be inside that time she set this morning. Turn to freestyle for the 17 years and over. Ellie Walker of Tadcaster, then 2 from Sheffield, Charlotte Berry, Annabelle Wilkinson, City of Leeds, Lara Thompson, Kate Clifton of Sheffield, 2 from Leeds, Leah Schlossen and Isabel Goodwin. Then we have the Cumberland and Durham performance, Lola Davison, Laura Hodgson of Newcastle, Lucy Headley of Newcastle. All 10 lanes are occupied. Lane 4 is prominent. That's Kate Clifton going down her first 50 and looking like she's in the mood. Going to do something big here. 2:04.10 this morning. Again, if she could start edging towards that 2-minute barrier, we will restart taking those once you get around 2 and get potentially under 2. A lot of these are in hard training though. A lot of them are swimming through this meet, so we're not expecting great fireworks, but if anybody could just get down to those low 2:01s, 2:02s maybe, start being on people's radar. Kate Clifton already is, I know. And she has a bit of body length advantage with 100 to go. And more importantly on the scoreboard, 1.09 with Charlotte Berry, her teammate, in 3rd place. Lola Davison in 4th. But now starting to get a little bit caught, Kate Clifton potentially here. High swimmer 2 lanes up from her, Isabel Goodwin of Leeds. Putting a really good 3rd 50 here. And when we get to the sideways on camera, we'll see whether she's managed to get much inroad. No, she hasn't. 50 to go. Kate Clifton, Leah Schlossen, Isabel Goodwin, 1, 2, 3. But not quite, because Lola Davison's right in the mix there. But our leader is most definitely ahead. Let's see, we've got our graphics back, so we'll give you all the details at the end. But it's Kate Clifton. Now, what time can she do at the moment? It's on a 1:56, so 1:57. She's not going to break 2, but she should be about 1:2:04 maybe. Oh no, 2:0, better than that, much better than that. 2:02.98. There you go, 2:02.98 on your screen. There's Schlossen in 2nd place, and 3rd went to Charlotte Berry. So 2:02, 2:04 this morning. Just waiting for all the times to be collated. There's Annabelle's in 6th, but 1, 2, 3 not affected by that. So 2:98. Our winner. Testing the circuitry at the other end for the first of the 50 breaststrokes. The under 16s here for the men. There's one up on the screen. Only one swimmer went sub 32 this morning. That was Alfie Maguire, 31.77. But there are others who are capable of getting down to that level. We don't have a lane 7. Everybody else is in there, including Alfie Maguire, who had a great swim for Chester the Street this morning, having a great swim tonight. 31.77. But you're looking to take some chunks out of that. He's going to win it. Question is, what kind of time can he get? Can it be in the low 30s? It's 30 anyway. Oh, not quite. 31.03. I thought he got a 30 something, but 31.03 is still a vast improvement on this morning. 31.77. Second, Sean Smith, 32-2, and third place to William Morris with 32-4-6. George Brooks in fourth. Now, what's the East Leeds swimmers here? In short course, we see them go absolutely flying. They'll do the same over 50 here. So watch Richard Eyre, 29 years of age. Manson Mack, 23. Two swimmers went sub 30 this morning. Rowan Smith of Skipton in 4, and Richard Eyre in 5. And Richard Eyre is tracking Rowan Smith every single step of the way. It's going to be on the nod, this one. It's that time. It's going to be Richard Eyre, I think. It's Rowan Smith. It's Rowan Smith, 29.59. So again, a little bit slower than it went this morning. A little bit quicker for Richard Eyre, but a little bit slower for Rowan. And he won that eventually by 4/100ths. Smith from Eyre, and Manson Mack and Simon Dryden in fourth place. Right, back to this end. And the women's 16 and under, 100 breaststroke. And a Takach of Stokes Lead. Nell Williams of City of Leeds. Anna Findlay from Northumberland and Durham in 2. Eleanor Valentine Bull, Barnsley. Charlotte Bianchi, City of Sheffield in 4. 5 is Daisy Purchase of Rotherham Metro. 6, Katie Coventry of Northumberland and Durham. 7, Kasia Rickleton, another N&D swimmer in 8 is Neem Kay, and in 9 that's the Cleveland swimmer Henrietta at the far side. Right, first 50 almost done for Charlotte Bianchi. And look at the lead she has after just one length, 1.28 over the field. Then it is Katie Coventry, and then Anna Findlay. And there's nobody going to catch Charlotte Bianchi. I think I could have made that prediction at 50. So they can make it now, even though they're trying their hardest to get in her slipstream. They're going to be watching her feet all the way to the end. Now, she did 1:13 this morning. She's capable of going much quicker. And that's a really nice stroke, and she's so efficient with it. Can she be around about 1:12 potentially here? Just 1:13 again, I think. Yeah, 1:13.6. And slightly better than she went in the heats this morning. Second place going to Eleanor Valentine Bull, and third place to Anna Findlay. So 1:13.6. Right, the 17 years and over under breast now. Isabel Montague of Middlesbrough, Lauren Richards of City of Sheffield, Georgina Wright of Borough of Kirklees, Abigail Miles, City of Sheffield, Paige Fenton, Skipton in 4, fastest qualifier for this. Beth Dennis of City of Sheffield in 5. 6 is Rebecca Keatley of Middlesbrough. 7, Katie Stobbs of Northumberland and Durham. Phoebe McNicholas Stocksbridge, and Amelia Osborne of Rotherham Metro. Right. In 5. Strong start from Beth Dennis of City of Sheffield. Really wants to win this, and is leading by almost a second over teammate Abigail Miles at 50. It's Rebecca Keatley of Middlesbrough in third place. Sheffield 1-2 at this stage. And Beth Dennis was 1:12.98 this morning, but look at the way she's forging on here. Really efficient stroke, gets a lot of distance on that. It's that kind of hybrid between 200 and 100 where you don't have the long pull out, but she's doing everything just right and pulling away, and going to have a sizable advantage at the end. She's going to go 1:11. 1:11.61 for our winner. That was mightily impressive from Beth. Should be delighted with that. Paige Fenton second, Abigail Miles in third place. So on to the first of the IMs, first of the men's IMs that is. We'll have women's later, 200. But plenty of time to go through this one with you. It's the under 16s first, 16 and under I should say. Right, we're all right, we're okay. I mean, a good goggles issue or a hat issue, but we're okay. As is Isaac Buchan, who's the one who was just delaying the start. Peter McGrother of Durham City. Oliver Whittleston of City of Leeds. Isaac Buchan of Northumberland and Durham's Performance Group. Kourosh Kodikar of City of Leeds. Thomas Wilkinson of City of Sheffield. Thomas McDermott of Middlesbrough. Dan Jackson of Borough of Kirklees. George Brooks, City of Leeds. Then we have Jad Idris of City of Leeds and Henry King, Borough of Kirklees. So the first 50 is done. And Tom Wilkinson, City of Sheffield, has about a half a second advantage on the butterfly from Isaac Buchan. Then Kourosh Kodikar. And as we so often say, risk of repetition, there are 4 strokes in this, so things can change quite rapidly and quite drastically as the strokes change. Wilkinson's got a nice range though. Doesn't really seem to have a stroke that doesn't work for him. This one is butterfly. 2:31, so 1.48 advantage at this stage. Kourosh Kodikar in third place, and the lead swimmer can try and move up if he can in lane number 3. Well, backstroke wise, Tom Wilkinson's holding on to that advantage. See if any of the backstroke specialists can work their way back towards him. But at this stage, he's got a nice lead. 1.48 it was at the last turn, and it's now 1.56. So just increased it by a smidgen, not by much. No, showing the butterfly and the backstroke are pretty well interchangeable. Isaac Buchan, who had a little problem with his kit before he started, is fine now and doing pretty well. So this morning we had 5 swimmers go under 5. We'll definitely see Tom Wilkinson, Tom McDermott and Kourosh Kodikar go sub 5 tonight. There's that interesting backstroke to breaststroke turn from Wilkinson, perfectly legal, in fact more efficient if you can get it right. And he is starting to extend that lead on the breaststroke. Isaac Buchan is second, but he's a long way back. Now I wonder what kind of time Tom Wilkinson has talked to his coach about here. Inside 4:40. Should be thinking about that, those kind of times. 50 to go. He's on his way back, and they're still heading towards the turn. So this has been a very impressive evening display. As he will finish off his breaststroke with a lead. Well, lead with only about a second and a half when we last did a time check, but this is going to be much bigger. Kourosh Kodikar is the nearest, but he now is being closed down as well by 5 and 6, Thomas McDermott and Dan Jackson. They're coming into what will be a slipstream if he was in an adjoining lane. There's a couple of lanes up from them, but he's holding on to second. And see how big that lead is going to the freestyle. It's 7.13, so it just shows you how important that breaststroke is in terms of taking the heart out of the field. Tom Wilkinson's done just that. Now approaching 4 minutes now. 4:42 this morning. What could he potentially do in the final? Turn in a 4:07. So in 4:08. Head back and try and post a really quick time. People will certainly take notice. Well, all the others in this field will set up and take notice because he's just pulling away from them. Battle for second's good with Kodakar and the two on the far side, 5 and 6, Tom McDermott and Dan Jackson, but the 1-2 is going to stay the same, but it certainly is. And that time, 4:39. So inside 4:40 for Tom Wilkinson tonight. It's good. And a big lead. Look at that. 7 seconds. 7 and more seconds over Kodakar and Tom Dermott with third place. Dan Jackson in third place. In fourth place, rather. 5, Isaac Buchan, and 6 will be Chad Idris. Yeah, all clear on that too. No DQs. All the times will count. All times have been registered. As we move on to the 17 and overs, 400 IM. Well, Charlie Broom was just so dominant this morning. His time is 8 seconds quicker than anybody else. Can anybody get close? Aaron Wharton will try. Richmond Dale, he's in 0. 1 is Finley Williams of City of Leeds. Josh Harris of Tadcaster is in 2. Luke Clegg of Borough of Kirklees is in 3. 4, the aforementioned City of Leeds swimmer Charlie Broom. Jack Senior goes in 5. 6 is Ben Gilchrist of Richmond Dale. And we have the Northumberland and Durham swimmer Joshua Robinson going in 7. 8 is Leo White from Chester Street. 9 is Byron Peel of Northumberland and Durham. All right, how are we looking? Well, not surprisingly, Charlie Broom has the early advantage. 0.41 over Luke Clegg. And it just looks really good. All the strokes look pretty good from Charlie Broom. Gets a lot of distance on that fly, doesn't he? Quite flat. Arms properly out, hips nice and high. Everything in a line, everything working in the right way. And the 1.43 lead is what gives him after 100. With Ben Gilchrist in second place. Third is Josh Harris. Well, definitely dominated the butterfly. Will he dominate the backstroke as much? He knows they've got a work to do. Work being done quite swiftly here by Josh Robinson on the backstroke, up there in 7. About 2 and 3. Josh Harris and Luke Clegg are the nearest competition for our outright leader at the moment. The gap is not appreciably getting smaller. 1.43 looks bigger now on the backstroke. And so 4:39 was 8 seconds quicker than anybody else in the heats. The 3 swimmers went sub 4:50. He was obviously one of them. He went sub 4:40. So 2:13 plays 2:17. So good 4.19 advantage for our leader, who was suspected on the swims this morning would win this. It's a question of what kind of distance he could put between himself and the rest. The breaststrokes looking equally as advantageous from his point of view. "18-year-old from Leeds, looking like he knows what he's doing." And he certainly does by now. Coaching in Leeds. And the strokes look like they work pretty well. Sure, there are always little tweaks and little bits and pieces they can just analyze and maybe alter, but Breaststroke's working very well for Luke Clegg at Borough of Kirklees as well. He's probably of the IM swimmers here having the most beneficial breaststroke. He's just getting back towards Charlie Broom, not close particularly, but he is working his way closer, right on the left edge of that lane rope as well. What is the gap now? Right, 4.71 going into the 100 free. And I think it's safe to say that Charlie Broom is away and clear, and nobody's going to get close to him. I don't think anybody's going to get close to Luke Clegg either, so 1 and 2 looks pretty nailed on. Third place is not, however. Josh Harris and Jack Senior, separated out by 3, are working hard for that third place, but our winner has only got 45 meters to go now off the turn. That's Charlie Broom. 4:39.69 from Tom Wilkinson. And the previous one was almost exactly the same time that Charlie did this morning for his 400 IM. I expect he'll want to go well inside 4:40 here if he can. And I think 4:38 might be on the cards. Oh, better than that. 4:37. 4:37 for Charlie Broom. Second place going to Luke Clegg, 4:43. That's 5 seconds inside what he did this morning. And Jack Senior with a 4:49. Well, he went 4:47, so a little bit slower. And Ben Gilchrist with a 4:50 compared to a 4:55. So 2.5 seconds quicker from heat to final for Charlie Broom. Taking it down to a 4:37.21. Giving our last finisher here. Coming in Byron Peel. Just checking there's no DQs. I think that's all fine. Just waiting for the scoreboard. Yep, all good. All good, all clear. As we move on to the 100 butterfly for women. '16 and unders first. I'll rattle through these for you. Chloe Cook, City of Sheffield. Isabella Shearing, City of Sheffield. Again, the Northumberland and Durham team with Becky Watson, Jessica Smelt, Borough of Kirklees, Isla Jones, City of Sheffield. The N&Ds with Naomi Parker, Isla Williams Leeds, Misha Comrie of Leeds, Harrogate's Sophie Murray, and India Bryant Chesters for Tadcaster. All in, all racing, nearly at 50 split as well on this one for lane number 5. That's Naomi Parker. Second is Sophie Murray. So at the moment, the fastest qualifier, Isla Jones, is not leading. I don't think she's going to catch Naomi Parker the way she's going. She's got a lot to do in what remains, only less than 25 meters, and I don't see it happening. Naomi Parker looks incredibly strong. So too does Jessica Smelt of the Borough of Kirklees, and fast finish too from Isla Williams of City of Leeds, and this well might be lane 5. It is 1:04.85 for Naomi Parker. It's a really quick time compared to what she put it down this morning. Isla Williams in second place, third Jessica Smelt, and Sophie Murray in fourth place. Right, on to the 17 and overs, 100 butterfly. Melody Jones of, I'll say N&D, it's just quicker to say. I'm sorry for those who are in that area, but just my mouth will say the whole thing. Amelia Osborne of Rotherham in 1, in 2 Beth Hall of Cleethorpes, 3 is Isabel Goodwin, City of Leeds. Doncaster Darts represented by Molly Chambers. Candice Hall in 5 for Sheffield. Annabelle Wilkson for Sheffield. Newcastle's Amelia Robertson in 7. Then 2 more N&D swimmers, Faye McDonough and Lola Davison. Candice Hall turns in 28.7, 0.88 clear of Amelia Robertson. It's just a little bit clear of Annabelle Wilkinson. Again, Lane 5 is dominating this one, as Naomi Parker did in the previous one. So too does Candice Hole in this. Oldest in the field at 25, and she has got this one absolutely nailed. What kind of time are we going to get from her? It's going to be a 61.53. So that's good. Always want to see an improvement from Heat 2 final, and that's exactly what she's got. Second, Molly Chambers. Isabel Goodwin in third place. Right, backstroke wedges being put in for the 100, men 16 and under. And we'll have potential maybe to get a couple under the minute here. Maybe 3. Joseph Edgar, a lot of Northumberland and Durham in this. In fact, they take up 5 of the lanes for this one. Shea Wood in 1 from there. Newcastle's Matthew Mahoney in 2, then another N&D in 3. Alexandru Lazar, Luke Mcgee. Back again for more in lane number 4. Rio Deodu kicks upon Hull. Newcastle's Reese Blackett. Luke Gilliver of Doncaster Darts. 8 is Daniel Barrett of N&D. And 9, it is Sean Smith of Skipton. It's a very good start in the outside lane, by the way. As I was deciding, right, I don't really know what's going on inside me, so I'm just going to have to give it a good old thrash, but he's not at the moment on a par or alongside Luke Mcgee. It's a very good first 50. So too has Rio Deodu. 0.4 separating them, and then 0.1 or 0.01 between second and third. But looking smooth, looking quite effortless actually. Lane 4, Luke Mcgee, 16 years of age now. Has every potential we might get a sub-minute here. If he just quickens up the stroke a little bit, I think sub-minute is on. Come on, it's going to be mighty close. He can get there, he can get there, can he? No, he can't. 60.34, well, he isn't nearly there. 60.52 this morning, so he has improved upon that, but not sufficiently to get inside the 60. Second, Rio Deodu and Reese Blackett in third place. Slightly disappointed with that. They might break that minute barrier, but got mighty close to it. On to the 17s and over 100 backstroke. And here's your lineup. Matthew Rooney of Leeds University, Adam Wilson of City of Sheffield, Charlie Broom of City of Leeds, Simon Clement of City of Sheffield, Jay Lilliot goes for Sheffield in 4, Harry Nicholson, Newcastle in 5, 6 is William Ellis of N&D, Simon Robson, York City in 7, Joseph Martin, N&D in 8, and Cohen Stevenson, City of Leeds. Now, there were 3 groups around 58 this morning. Simon Clement of Sheffield, Jay Lelliot of Sheffield, and Harry Nicholson of Newcastle. It is that red cap, as we predicted. There are a couple of red caps. This is the one worn by Jay Lelliot, who doesn't want to give up the opportunity of beating his teammate Simon Clement, or indeed Harry Nicholson to his left-hand side. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Fairly effortless, get the finish right. He does. 56.62. He's taken it right down from 58 earlier. 56.62. And second place Harry Nicholson, 56.77. Third place Simon Clement, 58.25. So whilst he was maybe a little bit tighter than he would have liked, Jay Elliott does win that, and wins it pretty comfortably too. Right, on to the 50 freestyle for women, the 16 and under category. So again, we'll go to the, let's go just to the teams, but we have got time to give you all of the names. I shall. Olivia Tom of York City, Sophie Murray of Harrogate, Alex Dunn, City of Bradford, Isabel Farmer, Borough of Kirklees, Eve Doherty of Rotherham Metro, Laura Burgess of Northumberland and Durham, Sheila Robinson, City of Sheffield, Holly Stoker of N&D, Kate Kennedy of N&D. Well, we have a little problem on the start, so I can actually slow down a bit more. That's something like an auctioneer at Cattle Market. And then Eliza Hammond of Kingfisher Scarborough in 9. Now we're ready. Right, fastest this morning was Eve Doherty, 27.5, but also a smash and dash. There was very little to choose between them. Isabel Farmer, 27.7 this morning. Laura Burgess, 27.7. And, well, they are all in a line and waiting for somebody to break out of this pack. Kate Kennedy, the far side, had a great afternoon, but maybe starting to get into a stroke properly. Eve Doherty of Rotherham Metro is going to come through and take this marginally in lane 4. 27.59 is her time, so a little slower than she went this morning, but good enough to win in the afternoon. Second to Holly Stoker, and third place went to Laura Burgess. Right, clubs represented here. York City, City of Leeds, N&D, Cleethorpes N&D, 2 from Tadcaster, Borough of Kirklees, and Harrogate, Borough of Kirklees again. Last this morning was Harriet Rogers with 25.9. Yeah, swimmer to go sub 26. And while she's under pressure, she's got that pressure pretty well handled here, and she's not going to have to worry about anybody being alongside her at the finish because she's there already. 25.75 for Harriet Rogers. That takes about 17 100ths off what she did this morning. Second is Clementine Lovell, and third is Ellie Walker. Win for the Northumberland and Durham team, and then Clementine Lovell of Tadcaster in second place. Well, they do come thick and fast, so it's the men's 16 and unders 200 butterfly. Cody Ingham, Thorough Barnsley-Moore from Kurish Kodaka of City of Leeds, Kieran Turnbull of N&D, William Galler, Middlesbrough, Toby Parker of N&D, another N&D swimmer in Thomas Maskell, City of Sheffield with Miles Kinlan, Freddie Brook of York City, Angelo Gianni Contini of Newcastle, and in the outside lane, number 9, is Oliver Whittleston of City of Leeds. Right, they're going to the wall. Who's going to get there first? Marginally, it is Tom Maskell from Toby Parker, and then it is Miles Kinlan in third place, but there's very little to separate them at this stage. 200 butterfly, so plenty of time still to go for this race to change complexion. And lots of different potential options of winners here, but probably all from the front three as they currently are. 3, 4 and 5 out on their own, with William Gowler, Toby Parker and Tom Maskell. With Lars Kindon had a good first 50, but not quite so good second 50. Parker 103.76, half a second advantage is what he holds going into the third part of the race. Critical to keep enough in the tank for that last 50. For that object drops from a great height on your shoulders. He's holding on, but how much is he holding on against the likes of Tom Maskell in particular, and also William Gowler? Well, he is, and the gap going into the last 50 will be 0.96. Parker from Maskell, and then about 1.2 second advantage between 2 and 3. So it looks like he's got this nailed. Never known a butterfly. Last 50 can be so agonizing, last 25 in particular, when the lactate starts building up. And there is a fast finishing Thomas Maskell. They know each other's strengths well because they train together within this concept. And it looks like the man who set the tone all the way through, set the pace, is going to bring it home. Very tight, but tight is not a concern for Toby Parker now. It's all done. 2:14.81 for our winner. So a little improvement on what he did earlier on today. Thomas Maskell 2:14.96 likewise. And third place going to William Gowler 2:18.6. So all top three going quicker than they did in the heats, and good win for Toby Parker. Now, I will be absolutely dumbstruck, probably not for the first time, if the winner does not come from lane 4 here. Only sub-2 swimmer in the field from this morning. Jade Elliott in 4. I'll give you the other names. Ben Gilchrist of Richmond Dale, Charlie Broom of City of Leeds back for yet another attack on the 200 fly. Elliot Best of Newcastle, Ruben Vista of Sheffield, I mentioned Jay, Sam Naylor of Newcastle, Adam Wilson of Sheffield, Arthur Llewellyn of NND. NND also in 8 for James Newell, and Henry Firth of Leeds in 9. Right on the 50 split for Jay. Of course, he's got 3 more of these to do, but 1.44. Now, he was just about 11 seconds quicker than everybody else this morning. Don't know whether that's going to be the case in the final. I think it's fairly clear. What he wants to do is try and set a very quick time. Now, what he will want to do is convert that 1:59 to something lower. Doesn't want to go slower in the final from the heat swim. Again, lands on a full stroke. Got his pacing right, got his stroke rate right. Comes off that wall using the advantage of the underwater for as long as he can. And he gets right back into a stroke again. The battle for second and third is much more interesting in a way. Because on one side, Ruben Vista, and on the other side, Sam Naylor are having their own little race for second place. The only question with Jay is what kind of time. See what he turns in. We're about 1:29. 1:29.8 for Jay. Should be able to bring this back under the 2. And it looks like it would be a Sheffield 1-2 as well, because Ruben Vista has now got some clear water over his nearest adversary. So Sheffield 1-2, but it's not going to be close between those 2 teammates, though Jay maybe not going to go sub-2 here. But he's not. He's going to be outside 2. 2:02 or 3. 2:03.4. Well, he said he wanted to swim hard in the morning. 2:03.4. Still won that by 3 3/4 seconds. Sam Naylor in third place for Newcastle, and Arthur Llewellyn in 4th. Ruben 2:07.09 compared to a 2:10 this morning. Right, 200 meters individual medley for the women. These are the 16 and under group. So that one will contain Rihanna Foster of Kingston upon Hull, Naomi Parker of N&D, Shola Robinson, City of Sheffield, Nell Williams of City of Leeds, Phoebe Cooper, mentioned her and talked her up greatly earlier today, goes in lane 4. 5, Daisy Purchase of Rotherham, Harrogate's Jessica Reilly in 6, Kasia Rickleton of City of Leeds in lane number 7. 8 is Charlotte Bianchi and Chloe Cook of City of Sheffield in 9. Well, I talked about this earlier on today, about the rhythmic nature of the strokes of Phoebe Cooper, and when backstrokers can do it like this, they look like they're not working. They look like they're defying the laws of science and gravity and pretty much everything else, because she just floats through the water. I mean, in this age group, she's up against 15, 16-year-olds, but as a only just turned 14-year-old, she's dominating them at this stage. Now, I'm not saying she will dominate them all the way through this, because there's some very, very good competitors in here, but that, I'm going to say that the backstroke is idyllic. And the breaststroke is not too bad either. 2 up from her. To her left-hand side is Jessica Reilly of Harrogate, who had a brilliant week in Leeds with their age group swimmers last week, so well done to them. And just showing what they can do up there with Jessica Reilly. Phoebe Cooper will be heading back for her last 50 now with a lead of 2.82, which can't see her relinquishing. Kasia Rickleton in 3rd place, but gets Phoebe against the clock. 220 would be good. The 220 would be exceptional for today, bearing in mind that obviously they've had the British Nationals. They are swimming through most of these, but if she can get around about, well, it's going to be around about her time from this morning, I think. Maybe a little bit outside it. 222. 222, 40, 41, but she did what she had to do to win it, and she was still some 4 3/4 seconds quicker than Jessica Reilly, who did well with the 227. That's inside her heat time. And 3rd place went to Nell Williams with Naomi Parker in 4th. But as I say, probably won't need to mark your card if you're watching this stream, but Phoebe Cooper is definitely a name to watch out for over the next few years. Right, on to the 17s and overs. Megan Cairns of Middlesbrough, Molly Fisher of Rotherham, Paige Fenton of Skipton, Rachel Bradley of Northumberland and Durham, Amelia Monaghan of City of Sheffield, Faye McDonough of N&D, Cleethorpes, Beth Hall in 6, Madison Johnson, Doxter Dart in 7. 8 is Abigail Parkinson, and Isabel Schimmels of Kingston upon Hull is in 9. 50 done. That's 50 butterfly completed in the 200 iron. And that has been achieved best by Madison Johnson of Doxter Darts in lane number 7. But from the butterfly to the backstroke, quite a bit will change, and potentially so will things change from the backstroke to the breaststroke. And we've got 1, 2, 3 in the line, nearly 4 in the line here, as Rachel Bradley comes back into the mix in lane number 3. Lane 4 just edging at the moment, but only Amelia Monaghan just in front. Or is she? No, she's not, because catching her right on the turn was Rachel Bradley, and Faye McDonough in 3rd place. Also, got the top of your picture, Madison Johnson, Doxter Darts, is going very well in 7 on the breaststroke, coming right back into the frame. See her moving up. So potentially was joint 3rd now, but our leader remains clear by a reasonable amount, not a winnable amount yet. That's Amelia Monaghan, the only 20-year-old in the race, all the others are teenagers. And she's got the turn to bring it back with a bit of an advantage, taking the last 50, 1.70 over Faye McDonough. 3rd is Rachel Bradley. And this should be, again, like many of the races have been this afternoon, Lane 4 swimming against the clock. 2:22.9 this morning. Can she get 2:22.21? Well, she's got every chance of that, actually. She's not going to be that far away from a probably 2:22, I think. Oh no, 2:20. No. Come on, way out. Me. Not way out her though. 2:20.70. Good, very good. Look at the margin as well. A second and a half to Faye McDonough and Rachel Bradley 2:24. Right, let's get on to the 16 and under 400 freestyle. George Turner of Northumberland and Durham, another swimmer from that, I can't quite say club, it's really a performance centre if you like. In 1, Edward Brown. Jack Finney of Rotherham Metro. 2, Joseph Moment, Kingston upon Hull. 3, Jack Jenkinson and Skipton is in 4. Then 2 more N&Ds. Alexandru Lazar and Jacob Bennett, followed by Newcastle's Benjamin Thorpe and Borough of Kirklees Rory Bryant and Maximus Murray of Northumberland and Durham's Performance Centre or Performance Programme in lane 9. So, 400 freestyle. People swim it differently maybe these days from the way they used to. Everybody has their own method. Everybody knows how to inject that bit of pace they require on the 8-length discipline. And going quite nicely, quite steadily at this stage is Joseph Moment in lane number 3. Kingston upon Hull. Got a 0.2 advantage over the rest of the field. Jack Jenkinson in the 2nd place. But this race still to be swum, and a few twists and turns potentially happening yet. 3 and 4, Joseph Moment, Jack Jenkinson, side by side, just looking at each other, breathing towards each other, so they're fully aware of what each other is doing. Jenkinson moves into the lead, ahead of Joseph Moment, but it's only 0.03. Then it is Alexandru Lazar. 4th place is very competitive Jacob Barnett at this stage. So top 4 just a little bit clear the chasing pack, but it's not by a great deal. And it's certainly not a great deal between 1 and 2 right now. Jack Jenkinson has got back into the lead with a 0.45 advantage over Joseph Moment. Then Alexandru Lazar and Jacob Barnett. That's top 4. 2 groups of 2. Oh, they're getting really close together as well. Yes, he's gone right to the left of his lane rope has Joseph Moment. He's right in the centre, making sure he's not going to come too far over, is Jack Jenkinson. These two will come back at 250, 100 to come after they've completed this length. And it is still as tight as it's been right through the course of this race for Jack Jenkinson. 5 is Alexander Lazar just coming through, but it's 3 and 4 that we're tracking at the moment. Joseph Moment, Kingston upon Hull, Skipton's Jack Jenkinson, 100 to go. Gap is 0.89. It's retrievable from Joseph Moment's point of view. These two are probably going to be battling it out, but Alexandru Lazar was not that far shy of Jack Jenkinson's time this morning, so he might come with a burst. Don't think anybody else further back's got a chance of getting into the mix, but it's Lazar who seems to be making the most inroads. And, really thrashing a bit with a 50 to go. Jenkinson 0.38 clear. But is it a winning lead? 0.38, the 50 to go. Head down. Well, he's putting everything he knows into it. Arms, legs going full out to try and prevent Joseph Moment coming alongside him, but I'm not sure he's going to succeed in that. They will come alongside each other. He will hold on right on the touch. It's tight. Oh, look how tight. 17 100ths separated them at the end. 4:13.19 for Jack. Very, very tight. And Alexandru Lazar was in the end about 5 seconds back, but Joseph Moment was looking just to pounce on that last stroke, just in the last 5 meters, coming very, very close, but wasn't able to overhaul him. So 4:13.19 will do it for Jack Jenkinson, which is what, 4 seconds and a bit quicker than he went earlier today. On to the 17 years and over variety of the 400 freestyle. The Sheffield Fest here for them in key lanes from 2 to 6. I'll give you the full lane order. Ben Shelton of City of Leeds, Josh Denham of Newcastle, then the Sheffield Quartet. Barnaby Howarth Osborne in 2. 3 is Matthew Woodall. 4 is Ben Cope. 5 is George Barber. We'll move on to other swimmers. Luke Booth of Rotherham in 6. Lewis Maxwell of N&D in 7. Jay Manners of Northumberland and Durham in 8. And Finley Ormond, City of Sheffield, in lane 9. So George Barber to the 408, as indeed did his teammate Ben Cope this morning. 408.04 for Ben, 408.59 for George. And they will track each other all the way through as they train together. They know what each other's strengths and weaknesses are, if indeed they know any weaknesses between the two of them. George Barber carrying on where he left off at 50, and just starting to inject a bit of pace there. Came up off that turn and decided, I'm going to go a little bit here, and I wonder whether potentially caught his teammate on the hop, because Ben didn't quite respond straight away. Jay Manners is having a decent swim up there in lane number 8 as well. 2 Sheffield boys at the front. In fact, 3 Sheffield boys in the front. 5, 4 and 3. Jay Manners the only one to stop the Sheffield run. But George Barber, 21-year-old, up against the other 21-year-old from Sheffield. There's a 2 18s and a 17-year-old involved in this one from Sheffield, but these are the 2 21-year-olds going head-to-head. George Barber, 408.04 this morning, so 408.59 this morning. Ben was 408.04, but I think, interestingly, I think that 100 turn from George Barber completely upset the race pacing of Ben Cope, because I don't think he thought that burst was going to come then, and wasn't able to cover it. George Barber with 150 to go now, and sizable lead, 2.54. Can't see him relinquishing that. He's looked good, steady, even paced, not having to overwork, not having to over-rev. Cope may have something left in the lock of the last 100, but if he has, it's going to be really good. And he is getting a little bit closer. He is getting marginally closer, I think, to George here. That's what, 2.59. What's it now? Yeah, it is marginal too. It's only 1/10 of a second, so infinitesimal, really. George Barber, though, heading for home, and is only 75 meters away from that. So where are we going to go time-wise, do you think, with this? How close to 4 could he potentially be? We'll know when he turns, I think. We'll get some idea. So we're around about 3:32. 3:31 high. Well, he's not going to be a million miles outside that 4 minutes. Keep an eye on the clock. Keep an eye, obviously, on lanes 5 and 4. George Barber, Ben Cope. It's not going to be that far outside 4. I think 4:03 maybe, 4:04 potentially. 4:02.64. Good. George Barber. Nice slice is taken out of this time from edge there. Indeed, is Ben Cope. He was a 4:08 earlier today, 4:04 in the late afternoon. Matthew Woodall, the 4:06.51. All three of the Sheffield swimmers have made vast improvements on where they were today. Jay Manners, 4:11.7. 4:14. It's the 50 backstroke for women, 16 and under. So as ever, just the clubs for you: Borough of Kirklees, Harrogate, Kingfisher, Scarborough, Kingston upon Hull, City of Bradford, Durham City, Rotherham Metro, then 2 from Northumberland and Durham, and City of Sheffield in the outside lane. All 10 who should be here are here. And Gina Warrior, City of Bradford, is having a very good first 35. Can she bring it to the wall? She's under pressure from Eva Fear of Durham City, however. And it's going to be these two go to the wall. It might well be Eva Fear who gets it on the touch. Just Gina Warrior by, what was it in the end? Just over half a second. 30.89 for our winner. So a little bit tardy from where she was earlier. Libby Mundy, 31.39. Eva Fear actually was edged into third place by Libby Mundy. Only one swimmer here went sub 30 this morning. Kittias Hodgson of Leeds. I'll give you the other clubs. Wakefield, another Northumberland and Durham. We have 3 of those. Kittias from Leeds. Leah Robertson, Newcastle. Molly Garrett of York City. Ellie Walker of Tancaster. Grace Duo of Newcastle. Lane 4, Kittias Hodgson, 29.91 this morning. Can anybody push her all the way? She's pushing herself very hard. Leah Robertson to her left-hand side is probably going to nab, well, she may not nab second place because Harriet Rogers is right in the frame as well. And our winner is Kittias Hodgson. We take 2 under the 30. Kittias 29.74. And Amelia Robertson 29.95. So 2 under the 30 tonight. Well, we have a couple of fascinating 200 breaststrokes to come here. Intrigued to know what's going to happen, particularly in the 17 and overs, because there's a couple head-to-head who are going to be quite tight, I think. We'll get to that when we get to it. This one might be potentially a little bit more clear-cut. Thomas Wilkinson is 3 seconds quicker than everybody else on paper. George Brooks of City of Leeds. Louis Doubledam of Durham City. Oliver Dodsworth of Newcastle. Thomas McDermott of Middlesbrough. Then the Sheffield swimmer I mentioned, Thomas Wilkinson. Daniel Jackson of Borough of Kirklees. Keith Thorpe's is Callum Nurse. Middlesbrough's William Morris. And then 2 from Northumberland and Durham's performance programme are Jack Kelso and George Tweedy. All right, we'll give you all the names. Let's see how they are performing. And not surprising, I look up to see Tom Wilkinson leading at the 50. Kind of expected him to be there, with William Morris in second place and Callum Nurse in third. It'd be a big surprise if Tom Wilkinson doesn't win this. However, second place is not as clear cut. There's quite a few in around the 2:30 mark. Wilkinson has a lovely stroke, really efficient, gets the job done. Tries adaptable strokes that could be easily used for 100 as 200. There are some people that kind of in between 100 breaststroke, kind of modelling what Adam Peaty's done. Little nuance change. It doesn't work quite so well over 200, but his is kind of interchangeable. I almost think my model, from a British woman's point of view, is Michael Jameson. Jameson had that gorgeous stroke, that lovely effortless glide, making sure it's so efficient with the hands, and Tom Wilkinson has elements of that in the way he swims too. To go for Tom, and he's done all the hard work. 50 to go, and that lead is 2.39. The question now, who might claim second? Daniel Jackson's going very well in 5 for the Borough of Kirklees. Tom McDermott for Middlesbrough 2, probably going to be at the moment second and third. Tom Wilkinson 2:27.06 earlier on today. It's going to be in that kind of ballpark in the final. It's just outside it. 2:27.68. He's won that by over 2.5 seconds. Second, Daniel Jackson, and third, Callum Nurse sneaking through for Cleethorpes for third, with Tom McDermott in 4th place. So just the one swimmer under 2:30. Right, the men 17 years and over 200 breaststroke. James Robinson of City of Leeds, Jacob Davison of Chester Street, Simon Robson of York City, Mikhailo Rosenfeld of City of Sheffield, Ryan Griffiths of Sheffield, then 2 from the Northumberland and Durham programme, Christian Ryan and Isaac Hall, Jack Senior of City of Leeds, Martin Smith of Kirklees, and Thomas Bergman of City of Sheffield. Now, who's gone off like a rocket over the first 50? It is lane number 6, Isaac Hall. Well, I was talking about it being potentially a head-to-head between Ryan Griffiths and Christian Ryan. I may have to slightly revise and reassess my thoughts on that, because Isaac Hall, the 18-year-old, just under the 2:30 this morning, is looking very, very good indeed. Look how low he stays on the water as well. Isn't much head movement, not too jerky. Tries to remain as streamlined as he can. At the moment, he's being pursued by Mikhailo Rosenfeld of City of Sheffield. As the second place is not quite how I anticipated this race to go, I've got to be honest. Ryan Griffiths and Christian Ryan, who I thought would be going head-to-head, are at the moment going head-to-head, but they're 3rd and 4th in the pecking order. And the way things are, I don't actually see anybody catching Christian Ryan. Rather, Isaac Hall. They'll catch Christian Ryan because he's already way behind Isaac Hall. But Isaac Hall is a long way clear of everybody. Now, this is going to be a big lead going into the last 50 for him. It's a lead of 2.5 seconds. Then it is Christian Ryan. And then it is Ryan Griffiths, but our leader surely not going to be caught unless he blows up big time. Although fast finishing is Mikhailo Rosenfeld in 3, and I wonder whether Isaac Hall put a bit too much into that first 100, but he's holding on being the operative word, working his socks off as Christian Ryan to get close to him. The damage was done early in the race by Isaac Hall. Is going to come in with a really good time. Really good time, that. 2:22.20. Terrific stuff. And that is another case, another example of somebody going, right, I'm just going to swim my own race and I'm going to try and take them apart. And take them apart he did. 2:22.20. That is a terrific swim. I need to check back through the sheets to see whether that's his best. I presume it probably is, but so many sheets from this morning. It might be quite hard to find, but that was impressive. Impressive the way he attacked the race. Impressive the way he stayed in that race, because could easily have blown up on the last 50. He didn't. So 2:22.20 for Isaac Hall. Just been trying to find from earlier on today. But can't. It's intrigued to know how close he might be to his PB there. Right, we're on to the next race, which is the 200 backstroke for women. Got some relays still to come. Just shuffling my sheets because we have lots of bits of paper by the end of the day. This is the 16 and under 200 backstroke. Libby Freeman of N&D. Durham City's Eva Fear. Gina Warrior of City of Bradford. Newcastle's Emily Headley. 3 from Sheffield. Sophie Bromley. Phoebe Cooper back again for more. She's in lane 5 this time. Ava Cook, 6 for Sheffield. Libby Mundy, Kingston upon Hull. Chloe Ward of N&D and City of Sheffield's Talia Mullig in lane number 9. Right, so how is this one starting to unwind? 4 and 5 are the chief protagonists right now. Sophie Bromley of City of Sheffield. Phoebe Cooper of City of Sheffield. Sophie with a 2:22 this morning. Phoebe at 2:24. Sophie 16 years of age. Phoebe 14, as is Ava Cook, by the way, in lane number 6. And going well in 0. Libby Freeman of N&D. And they'll be the 1-2 at the moment. Or Bromley, Freeman, then Cooper in 3rd place. Still 100 to go though. And still quite a bit could change, but her leader seems to have her name stamped all over this one. I'd see Sophie Bromley being caught. So we have to do in rowing terms catch a crab here, because she is massively in front of everybody else. Big advantage, probably a couple of seconds maybe, coming into the wall. 2.8 for Bromley over Freeman, who's got about 2.2 advantage over Phoebe Cooper. It's pretty strung out at the front. So Sophie Bromley, what can she do in the form she's in and then the training she's had? Around about the 2:20 will be good. Around 2:20 will satisfy her coach. She'll be on that 2:20, very close to it. 2:20.50 for our winner. Here's the answer. And second place going to Libby Freeman. Down at the bottom, 2:24.16. It's massively quicker than she went earlier. I think, yeah, it is. 5 seconds, more than 5 seconds quicker. And third place, Phoebe Cooper with a 2:24, right on what she did today. In fact, you know what? She is 1/100th difference. 2:24.77, 2:24.78. in the final. So 1/100th difference between her morning swim and her afternoon swim. Right, the senior version, or the slightly older version of that women's 200 backstroke, has a real Sheffield flavour to it. There are 5 Sheffield swimmers out of the 10. Lara Thompson is in 1. She's City of Leeds. Then first of the Sheffield swimmers in 1. Georgina Chadwick. Amelia Robertson of Newcastle in 2. Kidiast Hodgson, City of Leeds in 3. Then 3 Sheffield swimmers altogether. Chloe Golding, Candice Hall, Abigail Miles. Northumberland and Durham, represented by Madison Peveler. Lancaster have Ellie Walker, and then Lizzie Burbage of City of Sheffield. That's our 10 who go in the 200 backstroke. Still to come, we got the men's 50 fly, and then we're on to the 4x2 to round things off. The freestyle relays still to come at the end of today. Stick around for that. Right, Chloe Golding looking good over the first 50. Pulling Candice Hall along with Amelia Robertson in 3rd place. Then Kidias Hodgson. I think this race could change complexion over the 4 lengths. Not changing much at the moment though. Our leader trying to dominate in lane number 4. Chloe Golding, 2:16.3 this morning. Where's her adversary going to come from? Probably from within these walls with Sheffield. Although Amelia Robertson's trying to shake things up from lane 2, but she's 3rd at the moment. With Candice Hall in 2nd place, Robertson 3rd. Then is Georgina Chadwick. So Sheffield in the prominent positions, all bar 2. So 75 to go, I should say, for our leader. And Chloe Golding, who was about 2.5 seconds quicker than anybody else in the field this morning, is making this look very, very straightforward and quite effortless. Of course it's not, but she's making it look that way with a gap of 1.58 on the split. Actually looked more than that to me, I've got to say. More than 1.58, whatever it is. She's got a vast amount of open water, not to have to worry about anybody out behind her particularly. 2:16 this morning. I think she's got a chance of getting well inside 2:16 tonight. 2:13 perhaps. 2:13.02 for our winner. And that is a very impressive time and a very impressive swim. She's won that by 6 seconds. 2:13. There's 2:19 for Candice Hall. And Amelia Robertson with a 2:21. That's a really impressive, one of the most impressive displays we've seen today from Chloe. 2:13.02. That's a sizable chunk off the time she did this morning. As we go towards our last, that was our last female event of the day. Our last individual men's event will be followed by the last relay event for men. So that'll be the 50. Just waiting for the board to revolve on that, by the way. It hasn't been confirmed yet. Yes, it has. No, it has. Good. Don't any DQs, do we? 50 fly. Just checking the tiring device. And we can run through them quickly while they're doing that. Toby Parker of Northumberland and Durham. Thomas Maskell from the same club, as indeed is Alexandru Lazar. Then Sam Smith, Rio Deodu, Kings upon Hull, and Jackson and Borough Kirklees, Alfie Maguire, Chester Street, Cody Ingram, Borough Barnsley, William Gowler of Middlesbrough, Isaac Buchanan from N&D, Splash and Dash of the 50 butterfly. This is going to take a little bit of sorting out because there's not too much difference between all 10 at this stage. A really good swim by lane 1 by Thomas Maskell. Maskell might be our winner here, coming from lane number 1. Eddie Walker at the top, definitely not in that race. Thomas Maskell, 26.49. Really dominant swim that too. The way he's set about that task. Daniel Jackson, 26.58. There's 9/100ths behind him, and Alfie Maguire 3rd, but that's really good. 27.38 down to 26.4. Really big improvement from Tom Maskell during the course of the day. There are the clubs. Now, again, we're talking about speed merchants. Ryan Flanagan from East Leeds, only sub-25 swimmer this morning. One side of him is Aaron Fox, other side of him is Kieran Grant. Won't have long enough to really blink before you see them get to the conclusion of it. Lane 4, Ryan Flanagan have a really good first 25. He's really pushing on. Ryan Flanagan, East Leeds, 24.97, not going to get caught here, I don't think. Lane number 4, it is 25.09. And again, not quite as quick as this morning, but he got the job done. He got the race one. Ned Sharp in second place. Third went to Aaron Fox with Kieran Grant in fourth. Right, we're going to get into the heats. I say heats. So we'll have an overall winner from these. That's the men's. Yes, we do have another women's event. Sorry, we do have another women's event. We have the 4x1 free to come for them. But nice men's event. It's a 4x2. And we have Pocklington in 3, Newcastle in 5. We don't have a Middlesbrough, so we'll keep an eye on. I kind of think it'll be Newcastle against the clock, because Pocklington, whilst they have 4 swimmers, don't have the quality of swimmers that Newcastle have, so it should just be, say, a time trial. Newcastle entered in on 8:45, so they start with Benjamin Thorpe, Pocklington with Isaac Heaversides, then they will go to Ben Williams and Joseph Pickering. Of course, from Ben Thorpe's point of view, he can do this as a split. This can count as an individual time for him, as he's the lead off. Let's see what kind of time he could do. So it's comparable to his 200 individual time. His first 100 is done. So it's got to be him against the clock. And he's also going to push himself as hard as he can. So he could do a PB in this heat. Just finishing first 100 is Isaac Heaversides. Ben Williams is waiting to take over from him. Matthew Mahoney will take over for the Newcastle swimmer. Got one more heat to come after this. And we'll have sheet here, just checking on this. We've got heat number 2. I've got another heat number 1, but heat number 2 will be the well, it contains Leeds and in D we'll have 3 different teams. So Sheffield, Chester Street and Borough of Kirklees. Anyway, as far as Newcastle are concerned, they're about to change over. Let's see what kind of time Ben Thorpe can do. It's 2:05.25 is the time, so I don't know how that compares with his individual, but that time, if it's a better time than he has done before, that will count towards his individual. Matthew Mahoney's in. And now for Pocklington, about 3 strokes time it should be, and is Ben Williams for Pocklington. It's a bit of a thankless task in a way, isn't it, when you're in a 2-swimmer race or a relay and you know the other team's way stronger than you, but you just want to get in and do some decent times, and it is competitive, so try and clock as best you can. So with the 100 turn for Matthew Mahoney, the remainder of that quartet for Newcastle is Angelo Gianni Contini and Reese Blackett. It's 300 meters done. He's got another 100 to go for his change. And Pocklington at the moment are exactly 50 meters behind in this race. They'll both be turning almost exactly the same time here at other ends of the pool. So the first split was 2:05.25 for Ben Thorpe. Let's see what Matthew Mahoney can do as we want to 2 crossover at about almost 25 meters. So this was on a rolling start, so it potentially could be a bit quicker, but I don't think it's going to be. It's going to be take it to 4:15.31, so that was about a 2:10 from Matthew. Now Angelo Giannicontini is in. I keep looking for swimmer from Pocklington. His eyes way back is Ben Williams. Joseph Pickering is just getting himself ready and prepared in lane number 3 to go. Now I think we're going to get the position where we're going to get somebody lapped in a relay here. I think it's going to happen probably on leg number 3. Not going to happen quite yet because there will be a takeover here, but the way that Angelo Giannicontini is moving, I think it won't be long before he overwhelms Joseph Pickering. Might be on the way back on this one, because the gap is now between them, let's say about 15 meters, maybe a bit more, maybe more 20. But it's surely a matter of time, although I'm not sure that Angelo's actually really flat out. Doesn't need to be, of course. I like that. Pocklington coach just shouted out, "You've got this, Lewis." That's Lewis Horton, who's on the anchor leg for Pocklington. It actually will be quite nice if Pocklington weren't lapped, but I think it's going to happen. So within 15 meters of him now. And here comes the last of their swimmers, Reese Blackett. And I think Reese Blackett is now going to just take over. I think Joseph Pickering is going to be swallowed up pretty soon here. Will he get to the wall before Reese Blackett catches him? Yes, he will, just. He'll be on his way back, but I think by the time he returns to this end, he will have been lapped. Very tough when you're a small club up against one of the bigger ones. And where's it going to come? Probably on the 15-meter mark, possibly. It's happening now. There you go. Just going past him. So another 100 to go for our leader. And takeover is happening now for Pocklington. So whilst they might seem to be racing each other, there is actually 100 meters difference between them now. And Bruce Blackett wants to finish this off as quickly as possible, get a time. Newcastle entered in on 8:45. Very arbitrary time. I think that's going to go quite comfortably. Pocklington's 9:25, however, may not. No, I don't think he'll stop the Pocklington swim. I think he'll try and carry on. Well, Lewis Horton, but the Newcastle is about to finish things off in lane number 5. This will be his last stroke, and that will be the time taken, 8:24.36. Well, that's well inside that 8:45 entry time, which is a little bit spurious. Come on, Lewis. Finish it off, which he's going to do. Should get some encouragement along the way. There should have been 3 teams in this. Middlesbrough deciding not to swim. As indeed, Kingston upon Hull deciding not to swim in the second heat. At least we have a few more teams than that one. In the last 50. If there was a crowd here, it's obviously a bit sparse now. It would surely be helping Lewis Horden up to the end. You've got 25 to go, and that will be done. Time, well, I think we'll be outside 9:25. I know it will. But game to the last. He'll finish off the last 5 meters. Newton come in 9:36. Okay, so no 2, we've told you that already. Everybody else seems to be there. So City of Leeds go in 1, and there's 4 by 2. Then 3 is the B team of Northumberland and Durham. And the A team of Northumberland and Durham in 4. City of Sheffield in 5. The C team of Northumberland and Durham in 6. Chester Street in 7, and Borough of Kirklees in 8. Lead off for Leeds, Kurish Kodakar. It's a busy afternoon. Lead off for N&D-B is Kieran Turnbull. For the main team, Luke Mcgee. For City of Sheffield, Thomas Wilkinson. He's had a busy afternoon too. He goes in 5. Jacob Light for the C N&D team. Jimmy Maguire for Chester Street, and Rory Bryant for the Borough of Kirklees. They are the lead-off swimmers for all of these, and it is the team from Northumberland and Durham. Their main team, Luke Mcgee, with the opening 56.17 on that first 100. He's in really good shape, is Luke. Proved that already today. He's been a difficult man to beat in all his disciplines, and so he's proving here. They give good lead to the main Northumberland and Durham team by the looks of things. Only a gap of some 3.41, which is a good one which to basically be interesting to see again. I think he is certainly going for a good time here, so let's see what he can do in terms of individual, because this will obviously count as a split. What kind of time he could do here as he's being pursued home by Thomas Wilkinson. And that's a cracking time. Oh yes, 1:58.26. That's not bad at all. 1:58.26 for Luke Mcgee. And a lead he's given over the others of 3.44. Alexandru Lazar, second up for them. For Sheffield is Max Russell. They are the 1 and 2. Third place is lane 1 at the moment. That's City of Leeds. They've got Oliver Whittleston on the third leg. The gap is still appreciable between 1 and 2. Maybe not quite as big, or it's not looking like it's opening up anyway, between the N&D A team
and Sheffield in 5. That's about 3.4. It's about the same. It's about the same. And maybe on this 200, the second half of it, Max Russell's going to come back a little bit, but they are strung out. No doubt about that. 1, 2, no, quite a gap to 3. City of Leeds. Then it's the B team of Northumberland and Durham. Chester Street and Borough of Kirklees having their own little battle, and then the C team of Northumberland and Durham are at the back of the field. But our leader has a 2.85 advantage, so it's just whittling down a little bit from the A team for Northumberland and Durham's performance group. And I think we can see how much Max Russell's catching here. Max Russell's virtually beyond the feet of Alexandru Lazar, so there's going to be no gap at all really between them here. 1.18, it's gone right down from 3.5 seconds. So as far as the main two are concerned, 4 and 5, it is Thomas Maskell up against Ethan Potter. Lane number 1, going on the third leg, it is George Brooks. Lane 3 for the B team for N&D, it's Jacob Barnett. And on the far side in lane 8, it's Louis Cass after Henry King had done the second leg for them. Gap is opening up again between our leaders in second place. Thomas Maskell's doing a very good job just stringing it out a little bit. Make sure that Ethan Potter, who's a more of a distanced freestyler, is not going to catch him, but he is right there still. You can see there's several races within this race. And this is the one at the front. Has a gap of about 3 seconds, maybe 2.21 actually, between 1 and 2. I mean, in third place, it's Leeds with George Brooks. And Jacob Barnett comes in. And then lane 8, Louis Cass for Borough of Kirklees. Attention spread straight away to the other end of the pool. See what's happening with 50 to go on this leg. And that lead looks pretty solid. Doesn't seem to have changed a great deal between Thomas Maskell and Ethan Potter. It got quite tight on the last 200 split. This one not quite as tight. So next up for team in lane 4, Toby Parker up against Miles Kinlan for City of Sheffield. And once Leeds have finished this leg, Max Ford ready to take over. Gap is a couple of seconds. 2.89 between 1 and 2. And you see a big gap because that swimmer was coming through in the yellow cap, City of Leeds. Here's George Brooks to Max Ford. So the only question now is, well, there is certainly time to do it. Can Sheffield do it? They lost one of the relays earlier to Northumberland and Durham, which I know the coaching team weren't particularly happy about, but it's going to take a lot of retrieval for Sheffield, however hard he is trying hard. Miles Kinlan is doing. Toby Parker is holding that lead, and if anything, probably just about extending it as well. There'll be 100 to go when he turns next time, so I think we can. This is a DQ coming. This is a nailed-on win for Northumberland and Durham in the 4x2, the 14-16 year age group anyway. Third place remains Leeds, though it's getting a bit tighter between them and the B team from Northumberland and Durham. Look at that gap. It is huge now. It's more than 15 meters between our leader and second, so Toby Parker has more than done his job. We're actually on 8. I'm not sure they're quite going to make that. Sheffield on the way back. Ooh, third place is mighty tight. Leeds just holding on to it. And this will be a win for the Northumbria and Durham lineup. We're going to win that very, very comfortably indeed. 8:08. It's waiting for Miles Kinlan to finish. Leeds are going to hold on just to third place. Look at that gap, 16 seconds. Leeds will just get it for third. 8:30.53. And there's still quite a few to come in behind. Yeah, but Borough of Kirklees in 8 coming through. They're done. 8:43. Chester Street done. And everybody is complete. Right, 4x2, team final. Borough of Kirklees are in 2. Sheffield are in 4. I'm trying to work out because on our screens I don't have the details of this, I'm afraid. But I can tell you that Jane Elliott's ever going for Sheffield in this one. Just going through my sheets of paper. Here we go, I've got it. Yeah, I've got it. No Borough of Kirklees, Newcastle, City of Sheffield. And the 2 teams from Northumberland and Durham, the A team and the B team, Chester Street as well. Now, Jay not doing freestyle all that often these days, more of a butterfly and backstroke swimmer these days, but he also, of course, comes from a background of 4, 8 and 15 freestyle. So he should be able to give Sheffield a reasonable advantage. Harry Nicholson leading off for Newcastle. Jay for City of Sheffield, Lewis Maxwell for Northumberland and Durham. B team led off by Byron Peel and Thomas English for Chester Street. He's had a couple of races already, the 200 fly and the 100 back. It's the 200 free workout, trying to keep Lewis Maxwell at bay. And he has managed to do just that with a split of 154.01. 154.01 on that opening leg for Jay Elliott, whose day's work is now done. Sheffield's work is not, however. Adam Strickland is in for N&D. Thomas Watkin is in for City of Sheffield. Newcastle have Josh Denham. Neo White for Chester Street, and the B team of N&D is Jacob Elwell. Sheffield still leading by quite a bit. So a couple of body lengths, maybe 3, 4 body lengths now, between 4 and 5. And third place is lane number 3, Newcastle. Sheffield advantage is what at this stage? It is around about 2 seconds, just over 2 seconds. To our leader and second place, Sheffield red cap. And the Northumberland and Durham team represented by Adam Strickland. Sheffield still with quite an advantage. Newcastle third. And the race is happening on the far side between Chester Street and the B team for Northumberland and Durham. Sheffield making the most of their open water here. Adam Strickland will give them a good lead at halfway. It's going to be all of 5 meters, maybe a little bit more. This will be more actually. So something for Ben Cope to take over. Here he goes. Next up for Northumberland and Durham will be Jay Manners. Newcastle have Elliot Best coming in lane 3 now to take over. And then in lane number 6 for the B team of Northumberland and Durham, Joshua Robinson. Chester Street have Jacob Davison. But, Sheffield already on the way back. Could be about a 12-meter lead here between the swimmer in lane number 4 and that in lane number 5, Ben Cope and Jay Manners. It's going to be a lot to overhaul in what remains. 115 meters remain of this leg for Jay Manners, but he's putting everything into it. He's had some hard swims this afternoon as well, but is he making any progress? Well, I know that Ben Cope's heading back in his direction as he's not reached the wall yet. So that's a 15-meter advantage for Sheffield over Northumberland and Durham. They're placed pretty much by himself. There's nothing to worry about anything in front or anything behind particularly. Is Elliot Best. Sheffield's edge time is 7:40.00. Back comes Ben Cope. George Barber is waiting for the last leg for Northumberland and Durham's performance team. It is Harry Courtney, their main team. Their B team will be Isaac Hall. Newcastle will finish off with Sam Naylor. And Chester Street have Devon Creighton. Right, last 200 up for Sheffield now. George Barber, in he goes. And still that 15-meter lead, which he should not succumb to anything behind him. He'll be hoping he can actually extend that 15-meter lead, if anything. 1 and 2 has not changed. Number 3 has not changed either. Newcastle have been solidly in 3rd place. 4th in lane 6 is the N&D B team. And then Chester Street in lane number 7. Last in for them, Devon Creighton. Look at this. That was 15 meters, wasn't it? I mentioned for Sheffield's lead. I think it's going to be more. Is it going to be more? Yeah, it is. I think it's getting on for about 17, 18 meters now between Sheffield and the team from the northeast. And that is, yeah, that was nearer, I'd say 19 meters by the time he started to work his way back. So it's going to be a comprehensive win for Sheffield. They're entering on 7:40. I know these are kind of arbitrary numbers and figures anyway, but it's going to be under 7:40. It's going to come back in a 32, which is definitely going to do that. And the lead now is, I'd say 20, 21 maybe meters. All that matters, of course, is the wall is in sight. That's the thing he'll be aiming for. Get a nice finish. There's a busted gut because you're winning this by an absolute street. And that time is 7:38.31, I believe, which, if that's correct, which I think it is well inside what has been listed as the entry time. I think it's a very arbitrary time, but nonetheless they won that by 13 seconds. 3rd place is going to go to Newcastle. Lane 3. Sam Naylor stops stroke at 8:06.02. There's 2 more to come in now. The N&D B team on their way, so too are Chester Street. So done and dusted. Good win for Sheffield. A comprehensive win for Sheffield. Everybody checks the board to make sure there is no DQ, and no DQ is shown, so that means that we are, I believe, done. As the officials start to move off pool deck, we show you the Ponds Forge pool for the final time today, and I will say join us 8:35 tomorrow for more action. Day 2 of finals. You'll see all the talent from the northeast, from Sheffield, from Newcastle, from Leeds, etc., on this stream on YouTube, 8:35 tomorrow morning. Thank you for your company today. Hopefully we got more right than wrong during the course of it, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.